Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Carl. Why, who are you?
Dan.
Oh. Should we do a bit of a channel together?
Yeah.
We're your founders.
Well done. We're actually doing it, mate.
Yeah.
How exciting is that?
Sunday, July the 20th, first episode.
Of what, though?
The first day of the rest of our lives, Dan.
Right. Cheers, mate.
Indeed.
Well,
Oh, hello, there we go. Yeah, cheers. Here we go.
Welcome to the, whatever it's called,
Yeah,
podcast.
we haven't got a name, have we?
You know? I guess that's one of the things we need to talk about. I made some notes about what we should talk about, but I don't think it includes think of a name.
No, well, we've had a few discussions about the name, haven't we?
Yeah, we haven't got one yet.
No, and some lasted about 4 seconds, didn't they? They got...
which actually is quite good for how bad they were.
Yeah, no, that's a fair shout. Yeah. And some would have probably alienated half the nation already if we went with those.
Only half.
Yeah. So yeah, we've probably still got to think of a name, haven't we? But that'll come.
We've got to think of a name.
That'll come. Yeah.
But you know what I thought was interesting, which I love, is how we've just reconnected after we worked out, what is it, 20 some years?
Yeah. So I think 94, 93, 94, I think would have been the last time when we worked together, and the last time I probably saw you, not behind a camera. Probably the last time I saw you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was all work related and what have you. And then in those days, you'd think you'd never see these people again, would you? Because the social media didn't exist, did it?
Yeah.
You know?
That's how old we are. We're pre-social media. It literally didn't exist. In fact, I actually remember one of the first jobs I had out of school, when the regional sales manager of this company came in with a briefcase-sized portable phone. I remember that.
200 quid a minute type thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did I just turn off my mic? See how professional we are?
Yeah.
No, we're good.
No,
I just made it buzz somehow.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well done.
I was just fiddling around and
That's good.
And it buzzed.
You never know.
I think it was the mic anyway.
It might be some sort of bonus or something we get. We don't know. Fair play.
There we go. So,
Yeah, so social media didn't exist. But I say, if it wasn't for social media, we wouldn't be here now. Well, clearly we wouldn't, because we wouldn't have such a thing like YouTube as an example.
Yeah.
But we'd have never found each other again, would we?
No.
If it wasn't for social media, really.
not really. LinkedIn, at the very least,
Yeah.
was one of our best possibilities.
Yeah.
Because we knew each other through a professional environment. But
Yeah.
But actually, I think we connected on Facebook as well, didn't we?
Yeah, I think
some
LinkedIn's
point.
probably right, because there was the whole used to work at here and used to work, the algorithm on LinkedIn was always quite good, isn't it? If you used to work at similar places and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, obviously Facebook came about and we connected on that. And actually, really, the only thing we really had in common was that industry sector that we worked in. Because outside of that, we're quite
Very.
opposite, aren't we?
Very. Which is another part of this that I love.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get all fluffy for a second.
Not like that.
When we reconnected, we reckon it's been 20 some years.
Yep.
And we met up in London
Yep.
a few weeks ago. And we just talked. That's where this idea came from, right? We just talked and talked and talked. And it's like, that's quite rare.
Yeah.
It's not always the case.
Agreed.
And I find it all the more interesting and exciting and cool because of the fact, as you say, there's so many differences. On paper, we're like, we don't make sense to be mates, really, do we?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Example, sport. Sport mad. Not sport mad.
No, I love sport,
Yeah.
but I love sports that you wouldn't consider to be sports. I love football. No,
I like football, that's fine.
I'd like to talk about that, though.
Yeah, go on.
Because I have fallen out of love with football. These are the sorts of things I think you're probably wondering what we're talking about, what we're going to talk about. I think one of the things we should talk about is sport specifically. You're much more of a rugby man, I'm more of a football guy, but actually I've really fallen out of love with football. I used to play, not professionally, not seriously.
Yeah.
Well, I took it seriously, but I'm just disgusted with what it's become.
Yeah, fair. Very fair.
I love tennis. Used to play quite a high level of tennis. Love the tennis, but I love the sport.
Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, no, but you're right then. So
terrified me.
I probably jumped the gun a little bit there then when I said sport. Rugby league, you see, myself, very northern. The other thing I was talking about, the differences, northern, southern.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Northern, southern, vegan.
Yeah,
carnivore.
vegan. Yeah, I'm unfortunately, I couldn't be more opposite, I'm afraid, when it comes to that.
It's all right, we'll change
but then of course we've got, and then there's the. I forgot where I was going there with that. You see, this is how professional we are. I forgot where I was going with that now.
I wrote some of the differences.
Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, you drink, I don't.
Oh yeah, that's exactly where I was going. Yeah, that's where I was going.
Are you drunk now?
No, I'm not. No, I mean, I'd love to be. I'll be honest with you, I've had a tough weekend, but no, I'm not. No, this is all I've drunk today.
Got
Coffee,
absolutely bladdered at church.
coffee, and a bit of water at the gym. That's all I've had to be.
Do you
fair.
go to church?
No, I don't.
Me either.
No,
So we've got that in common.
I've got no religious beliefs at all. To be fair,
Me either. We're just laying the foundations, right?
There you go. Yeah.
You can have. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We used to work together, but then we've gone completely different paths. You're in the same industry, and I'm in a totally different world. Although I still touch upon IT.
Yeah, and I think that's what's the industry that we first met in has in many ways brought us back together in terms of what you do now. There is a crossover between what I do and what have you. Yeah. But yes, I mean you went off and did acting.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been further away than me carrying on trying to sell computers and.
Yeah, but you did a good job of it, and you still are.
Yeah.
So what do we go into detail? Do we tell people what we do? Why don't we?
Why don't we? Yeah, absolutely.
You're in IT.
Yeah, so I'm in IT, and I've been in different areas of IT, but always within distribution. Yes, I've always worked for a distribution company, give or take a couple of years here and there. And I've done PCs, I've done printers, I've done peripherals and stuff. But right now I work in our AV team. So I specialise in meeting rooms and digital signage and stuff like that, which, obviously after 2020, when everybody was sent home, the meeting room space and collaboration space went crazy, didn't it? Right, absolutely.
Kept me working all the way through.
Yeah,
I've never made more money than I did through the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because suddenly the whole world needed to know how to use Teams or Zoom or some form of video conferencing at home.
Yeah.
Where previously they could have ignored it if they wanted to.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, and I think also because there's this hybrid work now, whether you're in the office, whether you're at home, whatever, it's be seen, be heard, seen and be seen, hear and be heard, all those things, and that's where the technology is getting better. So it's an exciting bit of industry to be in, to be perfectly honest, not without its challenges, and I still wish people had a bit more money to spend.
Yeah, I wonder when that's going to come back. But you're right, that's how we reconnected, because my diversion away from IT, acting, filmmaking, bit of presenting, and that kind of all merged into one, because a good few years ago, I think it's about 8 years ago, some people I had worked with in IT contacted me and said, hey, would you be up for doing a bit of training to teach people how to use Teams? Because we know you know how to use software, or we know we can teach you how to use this software, and then you can teach other people, because if you're on camera work or your live presenting work, and the rest is history. And like you said, when I was doing it person to person, like I was in offices teaching people how to use their meeting rooms. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hit, everyone went home, and I was like, oh, there goes that. And I was busier than ever.
I bet, yeah.
Because the whole world needed training.
And there's a different type of training as well then, I guess, isn't there? Yeah. Because you've got people in a one-to-many environment, because there's one person sat at a desk at home.
Absolutely.
Rather than all in a meeting room and stuff. So
exactly. In a meeting room, if you've got 20 people in a conference room, it only takes one person to just go and press a button to join.
Yeah.
Aside from that, you don't really need to do anything else. You just go into your meeting room and there happen to be people on the screen. But on a one-to-one basis, on an individual basis, now you need to know how to switch on your laptop, how to control the meeting on your laptop, do everything that you might have just ignored on that control panel in the room.
Share your screen.
There you go.
Sharing screen and making sure you're sharing the right window.
Right.
We've all done that, haven't we? When we shared what we think we're sharing.
There we go. You learn the hard way. And that's the incredible thing. It's like and that's why I've been so busy doing it, is because it's people don't like change, and they fear technology, and that's both in one go.
Yeah.
It's like I've just been teaching a particular customer how to use Teams to make phone calls. They've just literally done away with desk phone.
Yeah.
A bit late. Most people have already done that.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say most people, but a lot have. And then all of a sudden, this company, they're saying, right, we're going to use this piece of software now. You're going to have a headset.
Yeah.
And it's a cultural massive shift.
Yeah. People want to do this, don't they?
And it's a physical thing. And they so there's been a real, I wouldn't say a resistance to it. Yeah. But there was a need for face-to-face, hand holding. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Yeah. So that's kept me busy as well.
We're actually seeing in that bit, it's getting a bit heavy, isn't it?
We're already talking about business.
Yeah, we won't get too much into it.
That ain't going to happen.
No, it won't. Or politics. We're not going in there either. We're actually seeing the soft phone bit, where it's a phone via software, but people still want in handsets.
Yeah.
So they still like that ability to pick up a handset and dial. It's using software, but there's still a big requirement for having that hardware rather than doing it through your phone. So again, change is good for in our industry.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
They spend more money, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So career paths, like you said, they were together, they separated, and now they've kind of converged. And maybe they will converge even more because we're going to try and do some stuff. As well as this YouTube channel, we'll try and do some worky stuff together.
Yep.
You're a family man.
Yes.
I've never been married, never had kids.
Yep. So I've got a wife and 2 children. Well, I say 2 children. I've got a 21-year-old child. Who isn't a child, clearly. Yeah, and I've got that's Ollie, who's just graduated Sheffield Uni, which is brilliant.
Congratulations, Ollie.
And
who's going to help us filming in the future.
Hopefully. And my daughter Amelie, who's 15, she'll be doing her GCSEs next year. Very much a young lady now, and she just had her first week of work experience. And she's loved it.
What did she do?
Absolutely. She just worked in a little shop in the village that I live in. Sorry, and it was just it's a really cool shop. Yeah, so lovely gifts and souvenirs and all that sort of stuff. And it's right up her street. And she just loved it. She really loved it, and interaction with customers and stuff like that. So yeah. So they're, like I say, they're children. They're my children, but they're not far from children anymore. No, absolutely.
Scary because when we were working together, we were probably about Ollie's age.
Yes.
Not far off it.
No.
Older.
Yeah.
I was in my 20s when I started at Compact.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, not far off Ollie's age when we got together. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Scary. That's another thing we definitely will talk about because that comes hitting home really hard when you meet someone you've not seen for 20 odd years.
Yeah.
And you're like, now you're all old and grizzled and middle-aged.
Yeah, and grumpy.
All that stuff, which we'll cover all of that.
Yeah.
So we're in West London now. I should say this episode is sponsored by Carl driving over to my place.
Oh yeah. Full 35 minutes this morning, Dan.
Thanks very much for that. And if you want Carl to drive over to your place, leave a comment.
Absolutely, leave a comment. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, and your mileage rate.
And use the code Dan for 10% off your first car. We got to do all these things that they do on YouTube. Smash the like button.
Yeah, ding, yeah.
Or whatever. You don't have to do any of that. No one's watching.
Yet.
Because I think this is the retirement plan, basically, isn't it? This is we're planning and intending to get so wealthy from this YouTube channel. That we can both basically retire.
Yeah, and we don't want it to go too big too quick though, Dan, do we? Because we still enjoy our lives a little bit. Don't we?
Well, we want to keep our feet on the ground.
Yeah,
we don't want it to change us.
No, not too much.
Yeah.
I mean, if it could change the bank balance to be able to just love life.
Or just be in the green.
Might be
nice.
That'd be quite nice. Yeah. So that's all on you guys. But anyway, no pressure.
Not at all. But like and subscribe. Share it with your mates. We haven't got a single subscriber yet because we haven't got a name yet. What are we going to call it?
Well, we went through all sorts, didn't we? Just 2 grumpy old men, which, exactly as it says on the tin, really. Although
we're not really grumpy.
No, I can be grumpy. I can see my wife I can see my wife at the moment. You are grumpy. You are grumpy. No, I'm self-confessed grumpy sometimes.
Same.
But I don't like being grumpy because I do like being happy. I am genuinely a happy person.
Same.
In general. So,
but we're very similar.
I think because of our age, you do get grumpy.
And let's just cut to the chase. You're how old?
52 now. Yeah, 52.
I'm 53 and I'll be 54 next month.
Yeah.
At the time of recording.
Yeah.
If you're watching this.
Exactly.
Now,
then Dan's nearly 55 and I'm 53.
As you'll see from the next episode, I'm not aging well. Oh.
Yeah. So we've thought grumpy old men. We've thought 2 old bastards.
Yeah, something to do with Candid.
Yeah.
Carl, Dan, Can.
Yeah. Candid.
That would be our little celebrity couple name.
Yeah. But when the T-shirts get printed and stuff, that's what we'll have on the back. But
Candid.
Yeah, so we're not really sure what we're going to call ourselves yet, are we? So, but actually, by the time this goes out, we will have had a name, surely, because
probably
because we've got to set up the channel, haven't we?
We could set it up and send it out as to be confirmed.
Yeah, we could.
Like we could literally that could be called to be confirmed.
Yeah, it could, and then then you guys can give your ideas of what you want to go with, and we'll cancel them and just go with what we decide.
We'll go with to be confirmed because it would be by then so famous.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. So this is where we're at, really. I mean, it's as professional as it gets.
We have got we are professional because we've got a list.
We've got a list, but also let's talk about why we decided to do this.
Yeah, let's.
Right? Because we've touched on we met back up after 175 years up in London the other week, and we got chatting. And I've been running a bit of a YouTube channel, and you've been doing a bit of a YouTube channel, and we started talking about that. And I think you said something like, God, you know what, wouldn't this be great just to sort of do as a channel, just, two guys chatting and what have you.
Idea.
And I said, let's do it.
Yeah.
Didn't we? We said...
It was amazing because I was sat there thinking, we were having a great chat.
Yeah.
The conversation was flowing. And I was thinking to myself, oh man, this is the sort of thing where, because we were talking about YouTube, you're right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, this sort of thing, this kind of conversation is just really authentic. Because we were just two blokes that haven't seen each other for 20 odd years, having a chat, catching up on the old times, and talking about how life has changed so much for us.
Yeah.
I thought, oh man, we should be filming this. And at that point, you out of nowhere went, you know what? This kind of thing might be a nice idea. Like if we did something together, did a chat on.
Yeah.
It was, and it was like, yes, I completely agree. I think it's a great idea. I don't know, maybe it's not a great idea. Maybe people aren't interested, but it just feels real to me.
But if you
because
remember,
I like talking about that stuff.
But don't you remember, like within 15 minutes, we talked health.
Oh my God.
We talked exercise.
Career.
We talked losing people.
Yeah.
All
Heavy
sorts of stuff that actually would be an episode in themselves that we think people would relate to, right?
Yeah, and they're going to be.
And what have you.
There's a long list of episode ideas.
Yeah, so there's loads of ideas that we've got that I think we just want to try and connect with people that are like-minded, right?
Yeah, and I think I have a feeling, and I really hope a big part of it will be comments eventually when we do have a subscriber or two, where people say, what do you think about this? Or,
Yes.
why don't you do an episode about that? I'd love for that to happen.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's just, I think, you know what? And I don't want to get cliched when I say this, but one of the things I like about it, and we just talked before we started rolling cameras, right? We just talked about how I've become very insular. I used to be super sociable. And I'm not anti-social. There's definite negative connotations to that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself anti-social. I'm just very happy in my own little bubble, very happy in my own space. I really value my independence. And so I'm good at being on my own.
Yeah.
And I do it a lot. So, and I have to admit this, probably to an extent that might not be healthy.
That's fair.
And when I do meet up with a mate, like we did a few weeks ago, and like we chatted, as you say, it just flowed and we talked about so many things. That's a hell of an outlet. That's a really good pressure valve release.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And
you might not even, and I certainly wasn't feeling stressed or under pressure, but it was really nice to be able to say, especially to someone like-minded who'd be like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're right about. That's where this channel was kind of born, is the fact that we kind of like the idea of sharing that concept and that dynamic with other people.
Yeah. And I think hoping that other people feel the same.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it sort of gives you a bit of confidence that, actually, I'm not just insular, and I'm not just people. Because I personally, I'm not as outgoing as I used to be, and I think that's a confidence thing. I don't feel as confident as I used to.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't.
That surprises me, because you come across so confident.
Everybody says that. Everybody says it, and I was always we need someone to present so-and-so, Carl will do it. We need someone to stand up and launch the so-and-so sales day, Carl will do it. And I did do it, and I enjoy it. But I really, really panicked. And I panic more now than I did before.
Really?
And it's weird, yeah, and I've very rarely do I get negative comments like, oh, that could have been better. In fact, exactly the opposite. And I feel great. But I feel less confident as I get older to do these things. But I do them. Which is odd, really. Us sitting here going, let's do a YouTube thing, and me going, I don't feel very confident.
Do you not? So is this an example of something you wouldn't feel confident?
I feel confident doing this. I've got no problem doing this because it just feels like you and me chilling, whatever.
Which it is, yeah. I haven't even hit record. I forgot.
But I guess, like in a work environment or doing a speech at an event, I would always be the top of the list. Oh, Carl will do it. Don't worry about it. And I would. And people would say, God, you do that really well. But they don't see the hour beforehand or the 5 days beforehand where I don't sleep, I panic. And
so it's proper nerves. It's not
genuinely.
Because there's a level of nerves that you can... I do a lot of public speaking and of course acting as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're doing a performance in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to be, I don't think, going to be in a position where I can say, yeah, I don't feel it at all. And I wouldn't want to.
No, exactly.
Because you want some stakes that you want...
You need adrenaline, don't you?
Yeah, and to that extent, I think it can be used in a positive way.
Yeah.
As all the professional public speakers say, it's great. You use those nerves to keep you focused.
Yeah.
And of course, when you start, I'd be curious to know what you feel on this one. Like if I do feel those nerves, once I'm started, they just fade away. As soon as you actually realise you are going to talk and you're not going to choke on your own words and you're not going to trip over on the way up on the stage, you just carry on and it feels great and you enjoy it and you sort of ease into it.
Yeah.
Do you find that happens to you? And that's the second question. The first one is like, you're talking about a level of nerves, a level of inconfidence, if that's even a word.
Yeah.
That keeps you awake at night on the way to the event.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, without a doubt. But exactly to your point, they disappear within seconds.
Okay, good.
They do. They disappear within seconds. It's that I don't know. It's a really strange one. And I've said it. You know, I've said it to my wife many times in the last few years and stuff. I don't feel as confident as I ever used to do, and I don't know what that is.
Nothing. You can't attribute it to anything.
No, I think maybe certainly in a work environment, when I was at the sort of peak of my, I'll go and do this, I'll go do this, I'll go do this, not a problem. I was probably the top of my game, right? And now I'm probably towards the end of my career, and there's some younger people coming through. I look at them and go, God, they're good. They're really good. You know, these guys are good. She's going to do really well. He's going to do really well. Whatever. So you think, actually, am I? What I'm delivering might not be right now. It might not be right now. You know.
So it's a comparison thing.
Yeah, possibly
to some extent.
Yeah,
Okay.
Possibly.
Perfectly normal, I suppose.
Look, it doesn't hamper me. It's not something that is. You know, I wouldn't need to go and see someone about or whatever. It's self-medicating, if that makes sense. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably got worse as I've got older, I think. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because on the flip side of that, there's that whole concept of the 10,000 hour rule. Because I have noticed that a lot of the, especially through the pandemic, as I said, it was all at home, of course, but a lot of the training I do will be in front of large numbers of people.
Yeah.
And when I say large, I don't mean like hundreds or thousands, but you could be in an auditorium with 80 people, or maybe a big boardroom with 30, anything down to smaller meeting rooms with 4, 5, 6 people or whatever. And I must admit, if it's been a while, and I'm going to be standing in front. I just did it a couple of weeks ago. I was in front of probably about 30 people. And for the first, I didn't even think about it until just before I was about to start. And that just at the moment I was about to start, it reminded me that, oh, right, yeah, actually there's quite a lot at stake here. You better do all right here. There's a lot of people watching. Within seconds, I was fine.
Yeah.
But the more I do it, and especially if I'm in the midst of a busy training period, like for a few weeks or months with a customer, and I'm doing it day after day after day, I get very comfortable with it.
Yes,
I get more comfortable with it, and it's that 10,000 hours thing. Once you, especially when you know very confidently what you're going to say, what you're talking about. But partly why I think this is going to be so easy for us, because yes, we've got a couple of bullet points written down on a note saying something like sport, or booze, but it's not like we're scripting anything.
No, exactly.
And as long as you know what you're talking about, like one of my big things is animal welfare, animal conservation.
Brilliant.
And if someone wants me to talk about that, I'll talk all day long about it from the heart. And I think ultimately, I suppose that's what we want to do with this. But I'm fascinated, and I like the fact that you were just willing to say that as well. You were just like talking about that lack of confidence.
But I think that's something that we wanted this to be like. Just two blokes chatting in general, you know, about. I mean, it's not the sort of thing I hide from people. I don't say, "Oh, I'm not confident anymore." If somebody said to me, "You're feeling all right about it?" I'd say, "Oh no, I'm probably bricking it." I would, you know. But
Which
I think
is good though. That's a good release itself, isn't it?
I've sort of built this reputation of, I'll be able to do it and everything's fine because I've done it in the past, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, probably got a bit deeper than we expected there, haven't we?
Yeah, let's do something. Let's talk about something really light. Well, I'll tell you what. I think you were heading towards this, but this is what happened when we met in London. Was that we hit about 50 subjects in the space of 2 hours we were hanging out. Which is partly where this idea came from. But we're not a couple of mates who are ever going to run out of subject matter.
Hang on.
And what I think where you were headed with this, when you started talking about us reconnecting, was that you were doing this YouTube channel, which I loved as well.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the things I loved about that was that I was like, oh, it's my old mate Carl.
Yeah.
Because I was reconnecting with you on YouTube, watching you.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about what you were doing, because I think it was brilliant.
Yeah.
And I loved that. It was like, oh my God,
yeah.
look at that. I can't believe it. It's him, and I haven't seen him for 20 years.
Yeah.
And what you were doing, which I thought was very admirable and very watchable, very engaging, and you were I really enjoyed your videos, was you were going to do a park run every week for 52 weeks for the whole year, weren't you?
Yeah. So I Cool. How far back do I go? No, we'll just stick to the YouTube thing for now. We can talk about health and training and sport and everything later on. So yeah, it was my wife actually who came up with the idea.
Right.
I was massively into parkrun a couple of years ago. I was doing it every single week, predominantly the same course.
Right.
Because I'd had lots and lots of injuries, and it was just a really good thing. Every Saturday, I'm going to go out. I'm always the first up in my house. I've gone and done parkrun and come home before they've got up, basically. But it's nice. It's a communal event, and I loved it. Right, really, really enjoyed doing it. And my wife said to me, "Well, why don't you think about doing?"
Sorry.
That's just come back. Yeah.
I don't know how long ago it came on clip, but yeah.
If you hear noise here,
I only just noticed it, and I suddenly realised it might be giving it a little bit of a clothing rustle.
Oh yeah, it might do.
No, you're all right.
We'll see how we go.
It'll be fine.
So
we've got mics everywhere.
Yeah, good. So yeah, I said, yeah, right, let's do that. Let's look at planning 50 different park runs in 50 weeks.
Brilliant.
And of course, there's loads around here. There's absolutely bucket loads. But I wanted
the original, right?
Say again?
The original was it?
Yeah, the original
Bushy
Bushy Park. Yeah.
They just did their 5,000. Didn't they?
Well, the one, my third episode, I think, of my 50 and 50 challenge was Bushy Parkrun's 1,000th park run.
1,000th, right? Yeah.
1,000th park run.
Great.
And in fact, we'll pop the link on that one because honestly, it's bonkers.
I saw your video.
Absolutely bonkers.
Absolutely incredible.
So anyway, so we decided, right, we've got it all planned out. My son was at Sheffield, as I say, so when are we going to visit him? I can do a couple up there, or I've got family in the Midlands, I can do some there. Plotting all these out and thinking, right, for those winter months, I need to keep some quite local because they get cancelled quite a bit in the winter. So I don't want to be going off to so-and-so, find out it's cancelled, and then that week's done. So
right.
I had it all planned. And then my daughter said, yeah, you should do it on YouTube. If you do one, why do you do it on YouTube? I thought, what a cracking idea.
Brilliant idea.
Really, really great idea. Love it. Yeah, I can do it. It's just, I'll do a little bit about what the parkrun is, a little bit of coverage while I'm doing it, show how much I'm panting
You weren't, though.
and dying.
You did great.
And then a little bit about it afterwards. And about 4 or 5 weeks before the first one, I thought, I don't really know how to use my GoPro properly and how to edit and all that sort of thing. So I need to have a bit of a practice. And the rugby league team that I follow, Castleford, were playing in London. Well, actually, they were playing over in Essex. So I said to Ollie, my son, I said, right, we're going to do a YouTube video tonight at the game, just to give me some practice using my GoPro and using the editing and all that sort of thing. And it blew up. It was brilliant. So I did it. It got lots and lots of likes.
Brilliant.
The club invited me to go back the following week to do an up there.
That's
it
amazing.
was brilliant. So all of a sudden I thought, well, this is great. So I've got the park run that I'm going to be doing, and I might start doing some rugby league sort of game day vlogs, I think the youngsters call it now.
Something like that.
So Rugby League Runner came about,
There you go.
which was me, Rugby League Runner. And then 6 weeks later, I got really badly injured doing the Sheffield Half Marathon, told not to run again because I got really, really bad arthritis in both knees. I've got a partial knee replacement coming up. So unfortunately, the running bit of it had to go at the wayside a little bit, unfortunately. So now it's just a bit of rugby league content on there. But I enjoy it. It's good fun. I don't do it every week. I do it when I can, and because there's only much shelf life on a grumpy old man going to watch rugby and getting angry because they lose. So I have to be picky. The next one will probably be, we're playing a team called Catalan Dragons down in Perpignan in August. So I should be doing...
You're going?
Yeah, so we're going to that.
Brilliant.
So that's probably going to be my next one on there. But yeah, it was really annoying that I got injured because it was getting a lot of traction, the whole parkrun thing.
Yeah.
It was good fun.
Yeah.
I was turning up and people were saying, oh, you're the guy that does it. And it was just nice, right? It's nice. And then you capture them on the video and stuff like that. So really disappointed that didn't materialise, really, because I was really, really enjoying it. And actually, do you know what? Thinking about it, it would have been... I'd have probably been on about number 47.
No, really?
This weekend, yeah, something like that.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm gutted for you, because I'm gutted for me as well, because that's how we actually connected.
Absolutely, yeah.
Was you reached out to me, because I took up triathlon last year.
Yes.
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year. Which is a strange time to be doing that, 52 or whatever I was, 52 at the time. And I suddenly got it in my head I wanted to do triathlon, got into that, started a bit of a series on triathlon on my YouTube channel, which I got bored of after 5 episodes. So I was thinking, who can I possibly expect to be still interested if I'm bored? And so I kind of gave up on that pretty quick. But during those 5 episodes, I guess because of our connection on social media,
that was it.
You caught it, reached out to me and said, hey, I'm doing this parkrun thing. How about joining me?
Can you do a parkrun with me? That's
and
right.
I was right up for it. It sounded like a great idea. I'd love to have done it.
And then I got injured, I'm afraid. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry for you too. And it's mainly for me, but also for you.
But that'd have been good though, wouldn't it?
It would have been brilliant.
That would have been really good fun.
And what's the prognosis? I mean, is it possible that you'll be able to do it in the future?
I mean, look,
See how you go?
I'll be really interested, actually. I know this sounds ridiculous, but it's fairly common, is arthritis, and it's easy to say you probably won't run again, right? If there's people on here who've had it and recovered from it and done well, please let me know. Because even if I can just get back to doing parkrun again, I've done the London Marathon, I've done about 15 half marathons. Wow. I loved running, right? Absolutely loved it. But if I could just get back to doing a parkrun every week, that'd satisfy me. It really would. That would satisfy me. Which is a 5k run on a Saturday morning. Right now, I don't think I could do it, so I'm doing gym work at the moment, just trying to get my legs strengthened up, ready for my op. And that's where I go. So yeah, if I can get back to just doing a parkrun but do you know what? That's what's brilliant about parkrun. I could go to parkrun next Saturday and walk around and just walk.
Yeah, there's no rules,
right? So there are no rules around it. So I could do it without a doubt. I guess the snob in me doesn't want to walk around. If I'm doing parkrun, I'd like to be able to run around.
I understand.
So I'd love to be able to get back to doing it again. Yeah, I'd love to.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Let's make that an aim. And if it happens, it will be a bit of a double whammy because it will be a reinvigoration of the what was the park running channel called?
Rugby League Runner.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah. So Rugby League Runner. So I was doing both on that. It was love of parkrun, love of Rugby League. Rugby League Runner came. Yeah.
Of course, because I did see some of your rugby videos as well. It's on the same channel. Of course it is. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll come back to life.
Yeah.
And we'll feature it on this channel.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah.
And I get where you're coming from because I didn't fall out of love with triathlon. Like it's just something I felt really, really motivated to do, and I trained really hard for it.
You did.
And I was like, in my head, that's why there's an expensive road bike down there. It's like, in my head, it was something I was always going to want to do. And I did 4 triathlons last year, including my first ever.
Brilliant.
And then I really enjoyed it. And then I trained through the winter and actually had a professional coach through the winter. Not like I'm going to set any records, of course. No. It's just for the sake of health and fitness. And I really, really took it seriously. But something happened towards the beginning of the season this year, so March 2025, where I just stopped feeling that motivation.
Really?
Yeah. And I've never been a person to sort of like force it.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, maybe because I kind of missed weights. I used to like going to the gym and throwing weights around, and I started to miss that feeling of strength.
Yeah.
So it's really strangely, about 2-3 weeks before my last triathlon I did, which was April this year, I stopped training for it. I knew I was fit enough to do it. It was only a sprint.
Yeah.
Which is in fact, in this particular case, it was a 400 metre swim. It usually would be 750.
Yeah.
It was 400 metre swim because it was in a pool, and then a 20k bike and a 5k run.
Yeah.
And you and I could both do that, even if we didn't train hard.
Yeah, you could probably do.
Yes. Just get through it.
Yeah.
And so I just missed the weights, and I went to the gym and started doing that instead. Right before a triathlon, and I did that triathlon, got through it. It did hurt a bit, but I got through it, and then I just didn't really feel motivated to do it since. So weirdly, for totally different reasons, while your park running has stopped, my triathlon has stopped as well. But I would love to do I went out and did a 5k last week. Just out here near where I live, and I don't want to stop doing that. But
do you were talking about this being your bubble?
Yeah.
Do you train with other people, or do you always train by yourself?
Always by myself.
Have you ever trained with other people? Do you think would that change things? Do you think?
Probably. Actually, I did train with my coach over the winter in the pool.
For example, if you were, because I always found I liked running by myself, but I joined a running club because you feel you were letting people down if you didn't turn up.
Yeah.
Because it was then harder to not go out.
Yeah, of course.
And actually, I got more out of running with people than not, and it was more about that commitment to. I've said I'll be there at 7, so I better be there at 7.
Yeah, I bet that would help. I wouldn't be surprised if I did more.
Yeah.
What I had my heart set on when I got into the triathlon, because when I did the first one, it was the sprint, that same distance, and in fact, it was the same location. It was the same one I did in April this year.
Yeah.
It was the first one I did in 2024, and all I was thinking then was, can I finish this thing? And what I really wanted to, I knew I could walk across the finish line, but just exactly as you said, I didn't want to walk.
Yeah.
I wanted to know I could get off the bike and run, even if I was running slow. I wanted to run that 5K, and I did.
Yeah.
I managed it, and I can't remember where I was going with that, but what I had my heart set on was that after that an Olympic distance, which is everything double, which I managed to do. That was one of the ones I did last year, and it really hurt. But I had my heart set on the half Ironman, which is like way bigger. It's
it's crazy.
1.8. The swim side of things I can do all day long. I've done 5-6 kilometer swims, and for some reason, swimming for me is like walking.
Yeah,
I'm not fast, but if I just get into a plod,
you could just go and go and
get
go.
my breath going right. I can just keep going, and I get out because I'm cold or hungry.
Yeah.
Not because I'm tired or bored, or bored, literally.
Yeah.
So I did 300 lengths at the pool, a 20-meter pool.
That's ongoing.
Yeah, and I just kept going and going, and I think I was bursting for a pee. That's why I got out. But with the bike, I'm not built for speed or for distance either. Because I'm like 95 kilograms, and I'm not petite, and so gravity is not my friend. So going up a hill on a bike, going down a hill is awesome. Going up a hill is tough. Running not so bad, but the bike and the run are quite tough for me.
Yeah.
And the bike in a half Ironman is 90 kilometers, and the run is a half marathon, and these are back to back to back.
Yeah.
And so it's a heck of an undertaking.
That is a hell of an undertaking.
Full Ironman.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. There's still something in there. Even now, just talking about it with you, I'm like, there's this
just about to say,
thing in
do
there.
you think you could still do it?
I know I couldn't do it now.
No, not do it now. But I mean, would you?
Yeah, I can imagine doing it someday. And it's a kind of, again, it's a bit of a strange one to be about to turn 54 and thinking maybe I will start training for a half Ironman. Of course, it's within the realms of possibility.
But I find being our age, you look around, everyone's into it. Exercise and stuff now, aren't they? It's almost like I've got to keep my heart strength, and I've got give me an extra 6, 7, 8 years at the end of the. Everyone's doing it because
or kill you in the process.
Or possibly, But I think COVID had a lot to do with that as well, because you had to find yourself, you had to do things to keep busy. And so I was running a lot more in COVID, and people were doing yoga and stuff like that, weren't they? So I think
the gyms were shut, weren't they?
Yeah, so maybe we're surrounded by more people that do exercise. Even just driving up here today, the amount of people running along the main roads and stuff is massive.
Yeah, you're right. It is a big deal now, isn't it? And cycling too.
Yeah.
That went absolutely stratospheric because of the 2012 Olympics, didn't it?
It did,
because of
completely.
The British team being so successful.
Yes, yeah.
But that would have been a good business to be in.
Oh, it wouldn't have.
You'd have made a fortune selling bikes.
Yeah.
Well, no end. But yeah, it's nice to see that as well.
It's brilliant to see.
It does seem like more people take their fitness more seriously these days.
And this is where parkrun's just brilliant, right?
Yeah.
It's I know there's a load of politics at the moment around parkrun.
Is there?
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff about what they publish and what they don't publish, because it's all about taking part. And there's this male-female discussion about, oh look, this female's the fastest ever now, even though they were a male, and it's just all gone a bit crazy. And for me, parkrun, if you think about how it started in Bushy, it was a group of guys who went out and thought, God, imagine if we could get a load of people coming out every Saturday to run 5K and then go for a coffee afterwards.
That's brilliant.
That's how it started, right?
And
then look at it now. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy.
It's global, isn't it? It's not just national.
Yeah, it's global. So there's certain countries that are. I mean, UK's biggest by a mile.
Right.
There's plenty in Australia. There's New Zealand.
US, presumably.
US, there's not many.
Really?
There's not many in the US, no. And interestingly, in France, they've cancelled it altogether.
Why?
Because there's some law in France about an organised running event. You have to show proof of insurance to be able to take part. Something along that. I'm paraphrasing, and I might not have got it completely right. So please don't sue me or anything like that.
Yeah,
but there's something around those things where they're all cancelled in France, where they can't run them. But what you find with parkrun is you get these people trying to do every letter of the alphabet. So obviously Bushy starts with a B, and you could go do my one up in Sheffield, for example. Endcliffe Park would be an E.
Right.
So you get people travelling over to the Netherlands to do the Z, Bushy Park, I think it's called, or something
Amazing.
like that. And then there's Scandinavia, there's quite a few as well. So it's a really good community as parkrun. So it's international. It's not necessarily global yet, but it's definitely international. Yeah, it's good.
I love that. That was one of the things I really was excited about doing, and that's probably what I would like to do with triathlon. If I did get back into it, which I think I will at some point. I think I will. It'd be silly not to. He will. Would to go abroad and do one. The community is, and it's not. Even if I train on my own all the way through the months towards a triathlon, on the day of the triathlon, there's just so much complete strangers, and I'm sure it's the same on parkrun, just encouraging each other. Especially if, like me, you're looking like you're struggling.
Yeah,
it's lovely.
It is. And talk about doing one of abroad. I ran the Las Vegas half marathon.
Oh my God.
And it was the most amazing thing I've ever done. And it just happened to coincide with a conference while we were there. And we arrived on the Saturday evening, and the half marathon was the Sunday evening. So it wasn't great from a jet lag perspective, whatever, but from a temperature perspective, whatever. It was in November, and it started about 5 o'clock in the evening, something like, and you ran down the strip. You ran all the way down the strip. There were bands playing also, and then you do sort of Old Vegas at the end, and then you come back down the strip and finish at the Mirage. And to your point, doing it abroad, it just felt different. It just so different. Yeah. And because it was the Vegas half, there was people from all over the place there and everything, and the atmosphere was just incredible. Fantastic. So if anyone gets a chance to do the Las Vegas half or marathon, do it. It's absolutely incredible.
What a great idea. Yeah, there's one of the reasons why I wanted to do, it was the half Ironman I was looking at abroad. Partly because the ones in the UK are very hilly. As per my point about not being too friendly with gravity. There was some, when you go onto the Ironman website, it talks about whether it's undulating, hilly, flat, and there's some of the really nice courses where not only are they nice and flat, but also it's those kinds of places where there's just decent weather. Because that's another big thing here in the UK. If you're not from the UK, it's true what they say about the British weather and our obsession with it. It's like it's summer. We were doing all right this summer. It's 20th of July now.
We've done all right so far.
We've had. Did you catch this? Last summer was so bad. By the end of was it April or May? I think it was the end of April. We'd had more days of sunshine than we had in the entirety of the last summer.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely, it can be abysmal, and that's why I don't want to be doing a triathlon in a place like Swansea because the hills.
But you can't plan for it. That's the problem, can you? That's the thing.
Can't plan for anything.
Yeah,
I've got mates getting married a week today.
Yeah.
And you'd think, end of July,
it should be all right. Yeah.
It could be snowing.
Yeah.
It probably won't be snowing.
No,
that's not possible.
So you're going to do half Ironman?
I'd like to do that. Yeah.
In Amsterdam, when the weather's nice.
So, somewhere like that. Probably not Amsterdam.
Nice and flat.
Where was one of the ones I was? Copenhagen was one.
Oh, beautiful.
I think it's nice and flat. Beautiful city.
Yeah.
I'd like to go do one abroad. I'd like to just be combining the challenge and the community of a half Ironman or even just a triathlon.
Yeah.
With a weekend away or
absolutely. It'd be great.
Double whammy.
Watch this space then, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And I hope we're watching this space with your park runs as well.
Yeah,
mate. I
fingers
really hope
crossed.
you do get back.
When's
your op?
My op is second week in September.
And what are they doing?
It's a partial knee replacement on my left knee. Yeah.
Because on our, I've got a list of episode ideas here.
Yeah.
I suppose this is probably a good idea for us to talk to you about, simply because it keeps us on track, putting stuff in the schedule, but B, if something resonates with you more than something else, just tell us. And we'll talk about that.
Absolutely.
And one of the things we talked about here was health.
Yeah.
Or one of the things we've listed. And one of the other ones is sports, and that's kind of a combination of the two, isn't it?
Yep.
Very, very closely linked, of course.
Yep.
So we'll get there.
Yep.
For sure. Some of the other stuff we've got on here, which we kind of teetered on the edge of today already, was work and career.
Yep.
A big one here, getting older.
Yep.
You know what? I was talking to my friend that I met for lunch this week about, I don't have joking aside, I don't have a problem with age.
No, I don't.
And just as well, really, because if you think about the alternative, really, literally, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, the only alternative, if you really don't want to age, the only alternative is death.
Yeah, I
actually, we're
I agree.
lucky to be aged.
You've got to embrace it. I agree. Yeah, no, I agree.
That got heavy as well.
Yeah, it did. It did.
But let's not die.
Yeah, well, let's not, because that really would scupper the chances of
We'll keep the cameras rolling.
Yeah, we'll keep the cameras. The one thing I would say about age, sorry, before I know, is, and I mentioned this to you before, I am a bit more conscious, and I think some of this is about using Teams more and all sorts of, because you see yourself on your. Previously, you never used to see yourself a lot, did you?
Yeah.
Right? When you're in a normal workplace, you don't look at yourself a lot. You might look yourself in the mirror before you go, fine, I'm off to work.
Yeah.
But you're constantly looking at yourself on a laptop. You see it all the time. And I was wearing glasses, and I looked old to me. I looked old. So I've got contact lenses in today, and I never, ever thought I'd ever wear contact lenses, but I have. And I sound really vain there, and I don't mean, I'm not vain by any stretch of the imagination. But I did feel old wearing glasses and looking at myself sometimes, hence the reason I've now got contact lenses in. So while I don't mind age, I am conscious of it, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. And it's interesting because one of the things that I really feel has happened to me only in the last couple of years, which is late to be learning this, especially given how powerful it is, and actually I'll tell you how I've learned it, because this is another heavy subject. We'll talk about it at some point, I'm sure, when we talk about health. My mum's on the descent into dementia. She's way down that road. She's long gone. Like, she's still alive, but she's
horrible,
long gone. Terrible disease, really cruel, and it really stressed me, and not overtly so. Like, as it was happening, because it was actually it was the result of a head injury which triggered dementia. So it wasn't like. Wow. It wasn't like a slow, gradual descent into it. It was one day she was working 2 different jobs, and the next day she was in hospital having fractured her skull, and then from that point onwards her life has changed, and we're about 8 years down the line now. In fact, almost to the day. Bizarrely.
Yeah.
It's 8 years now, and it's like, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing you're going to do about that. Same as age, it is what it is, and it's a one-way street.
Yeah.
I had a really hard time. I didn't even know that this is what I was having a hard time with, but I was having a hard time accepting it. I was kind of rebelling, fighting, resisting the reality of it, which is futile. It ain't going to change a thing. And it manifested itself in the form of eczema. I had a couple of years where it messed with me going to the gym, because I'd go to the gym, sweat, and the eczema would I was ripping my skin off at night from scratching. I was literally waking up bleeding.
Yeah.
Arms, legs covered in it. It was horrendous. So uncomfortable, and I know people who suffer with that will know what I'm talking about. It's awful, and it was all stress related. It was a manifestation of stress. It was the only place it was coming from. It wasn't an allergy. It wasn't skin troubles like based on topical use of something. It wasn't food. It was nothing like that. It was stress.
Wow.
And the way I found that out for sure was by when I learned to accept. And I can't even say, I could probably figure it out if we were to have a longer chat about it. I'd probably be able to figure out the ins and outs of what it was that changed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I sat proactively and thought, right, I've got to learn acceptance, and I'm going to go through these different processes. And there's a Jay shouting at us.
Is it Jay?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's having a right old yell. Love it. There he goes. I'll have to get a cutaway to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a list of here's the processes to practice in order to become more accepting of circumstances that are challenging, but I just became more accepting through various means, and the eczema went away.
Wow! And
I found that to be probably the most valuable lesson I've learned in life in my 53, nearly 54 years.
Yeah,
is and it sounds such an obvious thing to say, and you hear people say it, and suddenly when it goes from being an intellectual understanding to the practical application of a thing like acceptance.
Yes.
You're like, oh, that's why the gurus say that.
Yeah.
And now I feel it, and I'm like, oh my God, it makes all the difference, and it's so far reaching.
Yeah.
If you think about it in terms of glasses or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is all coming back full circle to your point about age, because I do notice it, because I'm on Teams a lot.
Yeah.
Microsoft Teams, that is, folks, where like Zoom, Microsoft version of Zoom. And video conferencing, and so you're right. You see yourself a lot, and it's difficult not to scrutinise yourself.
Yeah.
And think, oh look, that's where I used to have hair.
Yeah.
And this is where I used to have not a big wrinkly face. And actually, I don't know what it is in the last couple of years, again, it's just that same broader acceptance
Yeah.
and the power of it. I've actually, you know what I find it is I'm going to be completely honest, and I'll probably regret it. I can explain why this is, but I think it's giving me, it's a sense of relief.
Yeah.
For me.
I get that. Yeah.
And the reason for that is because it's like that ship has sailed. It's like, who am I trying to impress? Because I don't want to. I hope I wasn't egotistical.
Yeah.
I really hope I wasn't egotistical. But as an actor, your appearance matters.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it matters. You have to be good looking. You have to have a good head of hair. You have what I mean is people are scrutinizing your appearance, even if they're hiring you because you're the older, uglier, overweight guy. That your appearance is under scrutiny.
Yes. Yeah.
You've got to fit the part.
Yeah.
And through that, I did become very conscious of it because I got into acting really late.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even get into acting until my mid-30s. So I already had a career, which is when we met each other.
Yeah.
I was in IT. And I was in that business for about 15, 20 years. Then I quit to become an actor.
Yeah.
And suddenly, for the first time in my life, my appearance was scrutinized, only to the point that if they're looking for, describe a person in whatever way you want, that's the actor's brief.
Yeah,
because
they might
someone
say
who's this,
overweight
this,
person required or whatever.
You better know what you look like.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's a waste of their time and yours.
Yeah.
Like you're going to submit yourself for stuff that you're just not that guy.
Yeah.
So you have to have this conscious awareness of your appearance.
Yeah.
And my appearance, and also on top of that, your headshots, your professional photos have to represent that. There's a big problem that a lot of actors run into when they're young and or first starting out and they're naive about it, is they'll get the best headshot they can possibly get, and it's all photoshopped and they look utterly perfect, and then they walk into the audition and the people are like,
yeah,
where's this guy? Like, what are you doing here? Where's your better looking brother, your younger brother? And so you have to be very aware of where you fit. And I've got headshots from 10 years ago. A good old head of hair swept back, and definitely didn't look like this. I definitely didn't have the jowls. I didn't have the crow's feet. And of course, the thing is, there's a role for me looking like this. And inevitably, and this will be an episode, I'm going to shave my head one of these days because it's really thinning on top, and I don't want to be that guy, like a comb over.
Yeah.
It's going at some point, and then I better get some more headshots done because I can't go in as a guy with hair if I'm actually bald and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I don't just mean in terms of like shaving my hair really short and it will grow back. It's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And so with all of that in mind, there's a sense of relief. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm the older guy now.
It is what it is.
Into auditions. It took a bit though, because I used to walk into auditions. It was so embarrassing. I'd walk into auditions, and sometimes, of course, looks are a big thing in acting. Not for all actors, but you do find some of the very best looking people, because some of those people, especially those folks we know from our big screens, some of them, they're brilliant actors, but they're also incredibly good looking people. Yeah. And that's part of their success. Yeah. Because people love to look at them. Yeah. And I'd walk in for whatever role, and you'd see all these gorgeous girls sitting in the waiting room, and think, that'll be the love interest, that'll be the wife. Yeah. And then they'll pull you all into the room and say, right, so you're the dad, this is your daughter. And I was like, oh, that really hurt. There's me thinking, you're going to pair us up. And they're thinking, you're the dad or the granddad. So you learn acceptance real fast.
Yeah,
that
you
kind
do.
of thing's happening. So I've actually found it to be a tremendous sense of relief, because that horse has bolted, that ship has sailed, that train has well and truly left the station.
I can imagine.
And I ain't going to be impressing anyone. And there's a liberation to that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There really is.
And it's just acceptance, isn't it? And
yeah, it's very, very freeing.
I get look, I accept it. I do, I accept it. I just need to live with it, don't I?
You look great, mate. Oh. You got a baby face. I remember you look the same as when you did. I mean, I recognised you when we met.
Which is okay. Well, the fact that you recognise me is good. Yeah, it's good.
I AI'd it. Yeah. What would this guy look like in 100 years from now?
100? God, blimey. It's all got a bit nasty. No,
that's
good.
where we're going.
Yeah. No, that's good. Right, so I jumped in, didn't I? Other episodes.
Other episodes. We're going to talk about trying something new.
Yeah.
Either to you, to me, or to both of us.
Yeah.
So, for example, I'm not into rugby, and maybe I'll come along to one of these rugby games.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you'll have to explain the rules, and maybe we'll just try new stuff.
Yeah, we'll try new
maybe
stuff.
We'll both try new stuff, and then we'll have your son come along and film us trying new stuff.
There you go. I tell you what, we do need to try, because you mentioned tennis, and I like tennis.
Paddle. Let's do it.
Because
I'd love to do that. How about your knees, though?
We'll sort that out. I'll go at the front, you go at the back.
We're going to play some other people.
We're going to have to, because it's a doubles game, isn't it?
It's only doubles.
I think so.
Okay.
But it's brilliant, isn't it?
It looks amazing.
It looks absolutely amazing. So we need to give paddle a go. Anyway.
Okay, well, that's going to be on the card. So join us for the paddle episode.
Yeah.
I watched. This is going to sound like such a sidetrack. You just reminded me of it when you said paddle, because of course you're talking about paddleball, but paddling as in like whitewater rafting.
Oh yeah.
I just watched a documentary about it. It's. I'll put a link in the description. This documentary is one of the most difficult watches I've ever seen, but compelling and like, oh my God, like when the documentary puts you in a situation where the scenario, you're thinking, oh, if that was me, oh my God, what would I do? How would I handle that? So there's this group of people from Lithuania went to Tasmania to go whitewater rafting. They're very adept at whitewater rafting, been doing it all their lives, very, very skilled. I think there's about a dozen of them, and they're almost, I think some of them are professionals, but they're very, very serious about it. And one of the guys, a man of 60, very fit. He's the sort of guy that we would like to be when we're 60.
Yeah.
That he's still doing that kind of thing, and he's very much part of it and active. And it's on film as well, because they're obviously GoProing the hell out of the whole trip, and they've just got to this part where they've decided pragmatically that the rapids are too brutal, so they're going to take the rafts out, walk past, and then relaunch them, which will happen a lot if the rapids are impassable. And so there's, they're not their egos aren't getting in the way either. That's a good thing. And you see it happen. They're just wandering around this part where the rapids are too fierce, and they've got the rafts out, and they're gathering. And this fella just puts his foot wrong and slips in between these two rocks. And he just drops down into this little bit. And it's not terribly worrying. He's up to about his chest in water, but he can't get out. And it's kind of like where these two bits of rock come down and meet, and he's got his legs stuck. And so there's a dozen of them, so they're all trying to get him out of there, and they can't. And it starts to get a little bit worrying, because now he's in this water, and all it's going to take is a couple of foot rise of the water level, and he's dead. So they called rescue, reluctantly, but they called the rescue, and the helicopter comes in, and they now have all the gear, the ropes, and the various different methods of getting him out, and the professional team to do so. They can't get him out, so they decide, okay, well, we're just going to have to pull him till his leg breaks, and it doesn't. So now they have to amputate
in the water.
So this guy, and when I first watched this, I was like, I thought it was all going to be done and dusted within the first episode. It stops. This isn't a spoiler, by the way, because very, very early on.
Yeah.
Like it's in the first intro, first couple of minutes that it's either amputate or die. So it going in. But I was like, let's get this thing resolved. Please tell me the guy's okay, and we're going to see him get interviewed at the end. And there's a goddamn cliffhanger, and there's a second episode a week later. I was like, no! But now they're both out. They're on YouTube, and you can see it.
Oh, yes, that's right up my street.
He literally told, he's one minute he's just sat rafting with his mates, and the next minute it's, you've got to have your leg cut off or you're going to die here. And he just gives a little nod.
Yeah.
But what unfolds is it's not quite as straightforward as the fella, the doctor that's going to amputate, as he's walking towards him, having made all the final attempts and all the decisions, he's got the anaesthetic, and he's going to amputate his leg underwater, he slips and breaks his wrist.
Oh my God.
Now he can't do the operation. And now they can't, they're in the middle of this really remote part of Tasmania. There's no method of communication. They have to get the helicopter back out to even communicate with another doctor, who now has to be airlifted in to amputate a guy's leg underwater. one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
Fabulous. Yeah,
It's
stick that
horrific.
link in there. We'll watch that. I like that.
Yeah, we'll watch that. And I can't remember why I got talking about that.
Because paddle. I
Paddle.
talked about paddle, and then you
There we
went
go.
on to paddling.
Well, remember,
and then,
see,
yeah.
I've lost. That's something with age. I can get. So this is we're filming in my place, and it's a small place, open plan living room and kitchen, and I can get up from that sofa there to go to the kitchen there, which is what,
Not know why.
8, 12 feet.
Yeah.
I'll get there, and I won't even get there. I'll get halfway there and go, why'd they get up? Do you get that?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
All the time.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't want you to have it, but I feel better.
No,
that
no,
it's
no,
not just
no.
me.
But hopefully that's just happen.
why.
I'm sure that's just something that happens with age. It's got to be on it. It's got to be.
I mean, I've had it a lot.
Yeah.
I've had it for years.
Yeah. No, I have as well.
I've heard, and it could be wrong. I don't know whether this is me forgetting. I've heard it's a similar. It's in the same family as dyslexia.
Oh, is it?
That's what I heard.
Very possibly, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
But it does. It's terrifying how often it happens, and it doesn't come back. I have to go sit down again, and then later that day it'll
Yeah.
be. Oh, that was.
Oh, that's right. I meant to turn the oven off. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that the fire engine's pulling up outside, now I remember. Excellent. All right, what else we got? Best. Oh, here we. This is a good one. Best and worst day of your life.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No, that would be a really good
Really
one.
good one for people to engage in as well.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because we need to put some thought into that one.
Yeah, I would.
There's a few contenders on
Yeah.
both sides, I would say.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what's an interesting phenomenon. Well, I think, because I'm a very positive person.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
I
you
am.
just said
I am.
about,
I am.
you know, not being grumpy,
Yeah.
other than sometimes being grumpy.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that human nature will dictate that we and other people will be much more easily able to say, that was the worst day of my life. Except for maybe parents are able to go, my birth of my son, daughter, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an easy one.
Yeah.
For me, it's ayahuasca rather than a child. I haven't had any children, so and ayahuasca was certainly one of the most profound things I've ever done. Are you familiar with ayahuasca?
No, I'm not.
It's the most powerful psychedelic known to man. And I'm not saying that lightly. It's not a recreational thing by any means. But people, it's like a very, very intense psilocybin magic mushroom experience,
Wow.
which people who experience that will categorize it as being up there with the birth of their first child, which is why I mention it. Yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't know if I could call it the best day of my life.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that humans and human nature, we have a bit of a propensity to be more able to go, oh, well, the worst day of my life was this.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah.
I've had a lot of great days, but that's part of the problem. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of really great days.
Yeah. No, and to your point, you know, marriage, 2 children, you can't not say they weren't, you know, because they simply
they're
were.
gonna see
You know,
this.
but then you can't say, yeah. So sorry, yeah, they're going to watch it. But you can't say, oh, that's kind of first, that's second, that's third. They're just
just
are
amazing.
They are. You know, they are. So there's got to be something outside of that.
Yes, it can't be that.
It can't be that. So it might be sport related potentially. Could be. Who knows? Don't know.
Spectating or playing?
Either.
Okay.
Either, because I did used to play a lot of sport. Yeah.
Let's
Could be- it's gonna be-
I'm excited
Plus,
about
it'll be
that
good
episode.
on that. It'll be good on that.
Best and worst. Maybe that's 2 episodes. Best. Maybe
Best, yeah.
maybe it's all in the same thing.
Yeah.
So we can start with the worst and then we can end on a high.
Yes, that's a good shout. Yeah.
Because we don't want to depress anyone.
No, not any more than you already are.
Yeah. We're already doing that to ourselves. I mean, I've got a mirror.
No, I'm feeling positive, Dan. Look.
That's the coffee. That'll wear off in a minute.
All right, okay.
That's all right. I've got some ayahuasca. Money. Here's an interesting one. Yeah, money.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I think it's very, very. I think it's obviously very relevant to everybody. I've just added some subcategories to that this morning.
All
For the
right.
simple reason that since we spoke
Yeah.
last time, and I wrote that down, I've started dabbling in stocks and shares and
Oh,
crypto.
okay, fair play. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought it would be interesting to talk about that because I know nothing about it.
No, that would be good because
I've started
I
dabbling.
don't do any of those. I don't do any of those at all.
Interestingly enough, I and this is all based on age because and it's very much tied in. You know, getting older and money are 2 very closely aligned
Oh,
things when you
definitely,
start
yeah.
thinking about retirement.
Yeah.
I don't want to retire. I'm lucky enough to be in a
Exactly.
business,
Yeah.
whether it's the filmmaking or the acting or both, that I could do until I literally die.
Yeah, yeah.
As per that point I made about there's a role for everybody.
Yeah.
They're going to need a 92-year-old in
Yeah.
something if I live that long. And but I suddenly became very aware of the fact that because I stepped away from the corporate world
Yeah.
15, 20 years ago, that's the last time I paid anything to a pension.
Yeah.
And suddenly you realise I'm 11 years away from pension age.
Yeah.
And so I pulled out some old paperwork and realised I have these pensions that have been accruing in interest, which is fantastic, thank God, since I was in the corporate world. But if I'd have been contributing all that time, they'd have been worth
a lot.
10 times what they're worth today.
Yeah.
And so I really suddenly became very conscious of the fact that I better do something. I've got this place, thankfully.
Yeah.
I bought this place a lot, as we were discussing
Yeah.
just off camera. I bought this place in the 90s for about a quarter of what it's worth today.
Yeah, it's great,
which is great, and thank goodness, because I haven't been very sensible with money elsewhere.
Yeah.
But that's an investment that's worked out really well, by luck more than by design, other than location. I didn't choose this location, which is very good.
Yeah.
However, I suddenly thought, okay, well, let's imagine I've got, because I hope to be working for a long time, but let's assume that that's not possible.
Yeah.
Let's say I've got 10 years. What am I going to do in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
And so I called my financial advisor, who's done me mortgages over the years and various different things. And I said, look, here's this thing. I've got a couple of corporate pensions from the old days, and I don't know whether to consolidate them or just blah, blah, blah. And also, I've got the flat, and I've got, these are my plans for the future. And what do you suggest? And one of the things she said, that she caveated this by saying, I never, ever used to say this, but now it's becoming such a real and tangible thing. She said, invest some of your money in crypto.
Oh, wow.
And that's a financial advisor saying that. And that's, she's a wealth manager.
Yeah,
I'm not wealthy, but she's a wealth manager.
Yeah.
She's not going to say a thing like that lightly. And I was fascinated by that.
Oh, okay.
And luckily, I had that same week, literally this week, we're on, I think it was last Monday, I put some money, I'm talking 200 quid into a cryptocurrency. First time I've ever done it.
Yeah, that'd be
but you know what?
interesting to see,
And it won't happen like this again, I don't think, because it's all, that ship has sailed as well. But if you, I watched something on YouTube the other day about crypto. If you had invested $1 in Bitcoin when it came out in 2013, which is not long ago, 12 years ago, it would today be worth $87,000. Sorry, $1 would be $127,000.
Blimey.
If you'd invested $100 at the peak, you'd have had 6.5 million, and right now you'd have 3.4 million.
Wow.
So it does make you think. Well, let's find out what the next Bitcoin is.
I don't understand it. That's my problem. I don't understand it at all.
I don't either, which is why I think it might be interesting for us to talk about.
Great.
If nothing else, for the sake of the comedic element.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Look at it. I put £5 in.
The stock. I bought some. I did all right on the stock market. I have never invested in shares either, other than corporate. Stock. Employee stock.
Yeah, employee stock. Yeah.
And my God, I mean, I don't regret. I think regret's a really bad thing. I used to work for Apple.
Okay.
After I left Compaq, before I left the IT industry, I worked for Apple.
Yeah.
And I ended up being given. This is before iPhone existed.
Yeah.
It was just at the advent of iPod, which no longer exists, of course.
Yeah.
But Apple was not the Apple it is today. And I left in 2004.
Yeah.
No, 2004. And I cashed in my shares, which were £9,000. Can you imagine what they'd be worth today?
Yeah.
I'd be 7 figures up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
7
definitely.
figures up. So that's a
like
bit
you say, you don't regret it though, don't you?
No, because you know what I did with that? I went to Costa Rica for 2 months.
There you go.
And I'm in love with Costa Rica, and that's where I'm going to go live.
There you go, and you've built memories forever.
100%. And it literally will be the closing of the loop of my life, because I want to go live in Costa Rica.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Yeah.
But I invested in some stocks, which is also precarious. It's a bit like crypto. No guarantees, and especially if you're looking to move fast, like I am, because I've only got 11 years, is the way I look at it.
Yeah. That's a good shout.
Not true, of course.
No, I know.
It could be longer, but let's assume it again.
Yeah.
And so I chucked some money into some higher risk, more volatile shares, and touch wood.
Yeah.
It's done really well. I've only been in it 6 weeks, and it's done really, really well. Like, I'm about 30% up.
So have you sold them?
No, because I think they've got a little bit more in them.
Okay.
And that may be my downfall.
Yeah.
I do think they've got a bit more in them, but I do think we should have a chat about, maybe on the money episode, I think we should have a chat about the impending crash, which a lot of experts say is coming.
It's going to happen. Yeah. No, it's a good point.
So maybe that's something we should.
Well, I'd be interested to hear how those shares are going next episode. Definitely.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And one of them in particular, one of them's dreadful. One of them's, I'll tell you how bad. I don't mind saying numbers, right? 'Cause it's not a lot. It's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, I've got those pensions doing the sensible stuff for me, which is why I'm prepared to do this. It's 3.5 grand.
Yeah.
And actually, I just took out, because I had some of it sat in cash, 360 quid. So you could say 3,240 quid. And it's currently £500 up.
Okay.
Which is pretty damn good. And that's despite one of the shares being £350 down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's still 500 quid up. So if that one was flat, I'd be nearly 1,000 quid up. So when I say 30%, it's not currently 30%. It's more like 15, 20%.
Yeah, okay,
At its peak in the week, this week just gone by, it was about 30%. So
and look, the key is knowing when to sell and when to reinvest and all that in it.
Absolutely, and I know nothing.
Yeah.
So I think it might be quite useful for us to give financial advice to our
We definitely need a disclaimer on that one, don't we? Oh my God.
Holy cow. Oh, that's at the time.
I can see people going back to their wives. Look, I've been watching this thing on YouTube and they told me that I should... None
destroy
of that.
These names now. Health, we've already covered. Relationships, that'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're blokes, right? So it's like we're not going to get all... We don't worry, we're not going to become marriage counsellors. But I think it'd just be interesting. And because this is one of the very different things about us, right? Where you talked about north, south, meat eater, vegan, and all that kind of stuff. Family man, bachelor. And I can tell you right now, I'll tell you where I'd be really useful is to if you... I wouldn't give advice on relationships, but watch what I do. And if you want a successful relationship, do exactly the opposite.
So that's good advice then.
Exactly.
They are. So there is marriage counselling.
I'm a cautionary tale.
Love it. But that's a good one. We can talk that.
It's deep.
I also think we could talk travel. I think that would be a good one. Talk about some nice places we've been around the world.
Show people how organic and authentic this is. I'm going to add travel.
We can add travel on there.
There we go.
And
it's a lovely one.
Another one I thought about, and I don't know whether this is in your wheelhouse or not, because that's what the Americans say.
Smash the like button.
Yeah. Concerts or musicals or whatever that we've seen and done or been to.
Concerts, shows.
Live shows, live entertainment, something like that. Concerts. I think that's a good one that we can talk about, nice experiences that we've had.
And actually, we kind of accidentally did this just a moment ago with the paddle thing. And we should talk about film and TV. I don't watch TV at all. I just watch YouTube. And I watch the occasional bit of sport and I watch films.
Yeah.
But I think in the same way as concerts and shows, film and perhaps and documentaries, because when I was talking about, I didn't want to hijack the conversation, but when I was talking about the paddling, the amputation thing, I think it's a Channel 4 documentary, by the way, but I'll put the link in the description, like I said, and I'll send it to you. You won't have to go to the description; you'll have it anyway on WhatsApp.
Yeah, but if I go on, if I do it via the YouTube, that'll be another view.
If it gives us a view, go get it there.
I'll do it.
In fact, I'm not going to send it to you for that very reason. In fact, I'm going to write messages to you there. That's what's going to happen from now on. That's how you'll have to pick up your mail.
Fine.
We should because there was two other documentaries came to mind when I was talking about that one.
Yeah.
Where something's just so unbelievably compelling and watchable. There's two documentaries I've watched, which I was actually with friends in Los Angeles watching one of them. I was going to be house sitting their house while they were away for Christmas and New Year, and they nearly missed their flight to leave LA when they were, because they were sat watching this with me. It was so difficult to turn away from.
What was it?
There's the one in question that I was talking about there is called Free Solo.
Is it the free diving?
No.
All right, go on.
Although, funny enough, the next it's not free diving, but the other one I was going to tell you about is to do with deep sea diving.
Right.
Free Solo is a guy called Alex Honnold, I think his name is. I don't want to mispronounce his name or get it wrong. I think it's Alex Honnold. He's like the best of the best of the best ever rock climber. And what a free solo is when these guys climb up something like El Capitan, which is just a sheer rock, granite rock face that goes up 2,000 feet or whatever it is, with no ropes, nothing. They're literally, and they are gripping onto things that you and I wouldn't even consider to be a ledge. It's like they can just get, I don't know how they do it. He's got hands like shovels, and they can just literally 2 fingers and stand there and so he scales this entire thing. It's one of the most watchable things. I'm not going to tell you how it ends.
No, don't, because I'll watch that because that's right up my street.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
But it's unreal. It's like a study of the human spirit, because something drives this guy. It's not normal. He's not.
that's
He's actually
amazing.
not normal.
Yeah, yeah.
You can tell in the documentary. He's not normal. But that's probably where an achievement like that comes from.
Yeah,
to
of
some
course it
extent.
is. Yeah, yeah.
The other one that's worth watching, which I don't want to go into. No spoilers. Again, I was traveling with work.
Yeah.
I was at a hotel, and because I don't watch TV, it's really weird for me to be in a hotel room with nothing to do and the TV there, and I'll switch the TV on, and I'm like,
that's why I don't watch TV.
I'll channel hop for a couple of seconds, and I'll be like, oh, this is why I don't watch TV.
Yeah, yeah.
And something caught my attention, and I started watching. And I do love a good documentary. And
I'm
I
the
started
same.
watching,
Yeah.
and I just found, and I unconsciously found myself, as you know, from going from nonchalant and like, yeah, here we go, to I was quite literally on the edge of the bed where the bed ended and the TV was there. Like I was just like absolutely gripped by this documentary.
This
It's
is the
called
Dixie
Last
diving one.
Breath. Holy
I think
crap.
I've seen it. I think I've seen it.
Let's not give it away.
Yeah, no,
if anyone's seen it. So it's where they're working
Discussed
on.
off cam.
Yeah, it's where they're working
Working down below. Yes, I have seen
my
it.
God, I've got goosebumps thinking about it.
It's incredible.
It's the most
Absolutely
unbelievable thing.
Yeah.
So I think we should have that, not only for the fact that we can talk about these incredible documentaries and films and stuff, but so that we can make recommendations. People can watch it, because man, some of these things are amazing.
Most of mine will be crime documentaries. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
You know what? Okay, well, there's an episode. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm going to write down an episode: mental diet.
All right, yeah, go on.
Because I watch a lot of those crime documentaries, and when
That's
I say
great.
I watch the crime documentaries,
Yeah,
and I watch the confession interrogation videos,
all the time.
and then I have nightmares.
Yeah, you see, I don't have nightmares. I just have what I tend to get is when we sit down as a family and we put on Netflix, for example, and we go to my profile.
Right.
When they go on a recommended for Carl,
Dark.
basically, I just hope there's no coppers about, because it's literally everything that it recommends is just serial killers. When marriage turns to murder, all sorts of nonsense.
Same.
Yeah,
It's all over my YouTube suggestions, all over it, and I do find I suppose it's like that morbid curiosity which we all have.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. But it's real life. That's what I like. That's why I love documentaries, because they're real life. However stupid they might be or whatever, I do like a documentary because it's real life, right?
I do too. I do too, and that's coming from a filmmaker. I mean, I've just made a documentary, but also like as someone whose business involves, as an actor and a filmmaker, involves the dramatic narrative entertainment side of things as well. I'm very much more into a documentary.
Yeah,
despite the fact
interesting.
that I do love I do love a good film.
Yeah.
But I do watch a whole lot more documentaries than
That's interesting.
films.
Yeah.
So we'll cover that when we talk about mental diet as well, because I've heard a lot about that.
That's a good shout. It's a really good shout. Yeah.
You even hear about, like, people talk about it in these sort of like, what are those? What's the word I'm looking for? There's you get these kind of buzzwords that come up over the course of time, and one of them. Even things like mental diet, where it has the. I'm sure that if you hear the word woke, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, right."
Yeah.
And if you hear the word spiritual, not my kind of thing. It might be.
Yeah.
It's just it's got this connotation to the word, and it's got a certain level of association.
It's put in a box, isn't it?
Yeah. And this is in danger of that. But I do feel like when they talk about mental diet, and when you hear people talk about sleep hygiene.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like a buzzword, but I've benefited from it, because I've been like, I'm not taking any notice of that, and then actually you hear, and it kind of overlaps with mental diet, because it will say, well, stop looking at your screen an hour before bed, and don't eat until at least all that kind of stuff, and they call it sleep hygiene and how to give yourself a better night's sleep. And when you've had a week of really bad sleep hygiene's a really good idea.
Of course it is. It is, and honestly, I'm all for these things, and I've probably tried 80 of them for about a minute. I'm just crap at following things through. I am. I'm just.
Are you?
Because your life changes. Not every day is the same, or I don't know. I for some reason I'm rubbish at following things, because I wake up. I guarantee every single day I don't sleep past 5 o'clock in the morning.
Same.
And I just think to
like
myself, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. But I'm only getting 5-6 hours sleep a night, which
you
is
go to bed
supposedly
quite
not
late.
right. Yeah, so and I go to bed late. But I could go to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening or midnight, and I still wake up about 5 o'clock.
Same.
It's weird, right?
Same.
So that's not healthy sleep, is it?
Yeah, but well, it is if you go to bed at 9.
Yeah, yes, exactly. But I don't always go to bed at
Yeah,
9.
see, I do. At this time of year, I'm in bed before it's dark.
Yeah, well, and there's nothing wrong with that, absolutely. But you see, I can't go to bed before 9 o'clock because sometimes my daughter's got dancing until 8, which means you can't eat till 20 past 8, and then I'm not going to go to bed at 9 after. I can't do that. So that's why, I can't say I'm going to bed at this time every single night.
Yeah.
And I know there's so many things I could do that would improve my sleep, but I'm just useless at it.
Yeah, it's difficult
I'm not dedicated enough.
Forming a habit like that is difficult. I know what you mean, man.
Yeah, it is hard.
I have to be really passionate about something.
Yeah,
I have to really want to do something, like the triathlon. And then as soon as I'm not,
you stop it. No, exactly right.
bye-byes.
Exactly. When I did the London Marathon, I had a training plan. And I was doing it with other people, and I've never been as committed to anything. I never missed one, I never did this. Or if I did miss one, it was for a general reason, and I caught up.
Yeah.
And I added swim into it and everything. I was fitter than I've ever been, and I saw the benefit of following that. And it didn't really impact the rest of my life. It didn't mean, oh, sorry, kids, I can't see you this day. I can't see you. I could fit it around my life, and some things that are about nowadays I can't fit around my life. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I think that's good in a way.
Yeah.
There's something else we should talk about. It's another episode, which just occurred to me as well, is nature, because I know you share my love of nature.
Definitely. Yeah, stick nature
talk
on
about
there.
nature.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, maybe this subject that you just prompted in my mind falls into several of these, or maybe it's a subject of it in its own right. But that whole thing you just said about things not fitting into your life, that's a big thing that's happened to me over the last, well, probably it's been happening all along, but it seems like that curve has really steepened recently, where I've alongside the acceptance has been a removal of stuff that I don't want to accept, a removal of things that just don't suit my life anymore.
Yeah,
and that can be friends, it can be pastimes, things, how you spend your time. Like I stopped drinking 12 years ago. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we did say that, didn't we? Like, so it's difficult for me to go to a pub.
Yeah.
And socialise where it's loud and I don't like noise and people are drinking.
I'm not drinking. Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's also true of, it's interesting how that evolves. How suddenly stuff that you might have done before. Well, I guess it's not rocket science. It's just the way things happen.
Exactly.
But I do find that it's something that I've become very conscious of in the last 5-10 years, where I'm like, I don't even recognise some of who I've become, and I'm not complaining about it.
No,
I'm very comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think a lot of people would be really shocked. People who know me, I mean, especially from the old days when we used to work in IT together. I was very sociable.
Yeah.
I said to you before we started filming that when we met up, when was it we met, about 2 months ago, maybe?
Yeah, probably not even that. Probably 6 weeks, something like that. Yeah.
So in between that and this, I've met one friend.
Yeah.
In that whole time, and it was a lunchtime. I don't do evenings at all because I'm in bed by 8.
Yeah.
And so it's. I don't know whether that warrants an episode in its own right, or whether it's just a part of getting older, or health, or whatever. Mental diet.
Yeah.
It fits there as well, doesn't
it? Does fit there.
A lot of it's.
And look, most of what we thought about this channel was about interaction, wasn't it? And hopefully some of the things that we've talked about today and we'll talk about, we'll get some interaction that makes us not think that we're as stupid as we are because other people are feeling the same and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's about, isn't it?
And I think it's also about, I wonder, this will be interesting, will be if and when the comments come in saying the complete contrary to what we're saying.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, okay, so there's... Because I can even look, I don't by any means mean he's a party animal. My brother, who's 2 years older than me, he and his wife love socialising. They go away for weekends with friends, and they're at the local pub as often as they can be, and they have friends over for dinner, and they go to friends for dinner and stuff. I'm just completely the opposite. So it's not 100% an age thing. It's a personality thing as well.
Of course it is. Yeah.
And I do get back to the nature thing. I get such pleasure out of being in peace and quiet and nature. That's why I want to go to Costa Rica, man.
I'm exactly the same as you in terms of nature. One thing I used to do as a kid that I haven't done for years and years and years is fishing, right? And I know people say, well, how can you get excited about food? I could sit by a river for 5 hours, not catch one thing, and have one of the best days of my life. I honestly could. I don't care.
Exactly.
And I'm
It's
sure
like
there's
me with
people
my
watching
camera.
this who go fishing who will agree with me. There'll be people who think you're absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
But just being out in nature for me, and I think that's because I grew up in a little village in Yorkshire where when that bell rang on the last day of school for the summer holidays, it was, right, let's go play in the cornfields. Let's go see if we can find a bird's nest. Let's go. That's what we did, because we were just surrounded by fields. Well, let's go down to the river, see if we can see some trout.
Yeah.
That's where, and that was your entertainment. It was great. It was absolutely
it's
great.
real as well. It's it's so much more valuable.
Yeah.
That's something we should talk about. My God, I mean, the way things have changed. We are old enough to like I said at the beginning, to remember, never mind social media. We're old enough to have been around when the mobile phone was invented.
Yeah.
And not they weren't even really mobile.
No,
They were so
exactly. They
big.
weren't. No.
But I'm really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for the fact that when we were kids,
Could not agree more.
we were out playing with sticks.
Yeah.
And down by the river and you know, swinging off a rope and jumping and all that kind of actual stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and look, I wouldn't change it for the world. Again, we talked about acceptance. It is what it is. I see my daughter on her phone a lot. I can't say don't, because that's life now. And it's not over the top. Well, maybe sometimes she's a bit over the top, but to be fair, if I say, look, put it down while we're doing this, she will. That's so it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But you can't say you can't have your phone today, because I use mine all the time. That's where we are now. And it's because it's not a phone anymore, is it? It's so
you hardly ever use it for a phone call.
Exactly.
That's what I do with stocks and crypto trading. It's all
There you
on the
go.
phone.
It's all on the phone. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of, so my dad, if he was alive now, would be 115,
Wow.
which is ridiculously old. He was 62 when I was born.
Yeah.
So 9 years older than I am now.
Yeah.
And that's, God, I can't even imagine
No.
having kids. I never had kids by choice.
Yeah.
And the thought of having a kid now, I talk about all the peace and quiet and the
Yeah.
sleep
Yeah.
that I
No,
enjoy.
absolutely. Yeah.
That would just be the worst thing in the world for me. But why was I talking about my dad? See, I've forgotten.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
We were talking about phones, weren't we? And then
Yes. All right.
There we
Yeah.
go.
So I was old enough also to fucking perfect. Like you couldn't have rehearsed that better, could you? Two old, forgetful bastards, and there's your channel name.
What's my name again? Anyway, so yeah.
No idea. We should have introduced ourselves. We didn't even introduce ourselves. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
At the end. Oh, I could always edit it.
Yeah.
We were around, you and I think maybe it was around longer than that, but I certainly wasn't aware of it. The VHS video recorder.
Yeah, well, we had a
When that first
Betamax.
came out. There you go.
We had a Betamax, yeah.
Right. And so I remember I'd have been about probably 14 or 15 when we got a first VHS video recorder. And my dad, who at that point would have been well into his 70s, and I completely understand this, he just could not get his head around the concept of the fact that here we've got this tape and we put it into a machine underneath the TV.
Yeah.
And it's recording something we can't see.
Yeah.
We're watching a different channel and it's recording something on another channel. That part, he was like if it's recording the TV,
Yeah.
well, how can it not be recording what's on the TV?
Yeah.
Which nowadays, I still can't explain it because I'm not technical enough. But,
No.
it's just like such a given.
Yeah.
But that's how old I am, and that's how the concept of that to my dad, a VHS video recorder. And now, as you say, we've got a thing in the palm of our hand. I can send you money on this. I can book a holiday.
Yeah.
Yes, I can phone you, but
You can
rarely
watch
need to.
you can watch every film you want on there
Everything.
in better resolution than that VHS was ever produced. You
You could record this
Yeah.
and upload it to the whole world.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it is mind-boggling.
unreal.
It is absolutely unreal. It is
Now we
absolutely
are
unreal.
really sounding old now. as well.
Yes, well, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Look at that. I'll have to charge it up.
How long have we been going?
I don't know. The cameras have all probably run out of battery.
Probably about an hour, haven't we? No,
I'll tell you how long we've been going.
no, we've been going for a lot longer than that.
We've been going for an hour and a half. Should we cut there?
Yeah.